Hi guys, I'm sorry I got cut off on that one. I don't have anything with enough space because my daughter had to give her back her laptop, so I don't have any device that has enough space to talk. So I left off in this last video. I was talking about um, his timing of when he says throughout SparrowCloud9 Dreams, okay, which I don't know if I said this in the last video, but a couple months ago I thought that she would have 150 of them, okay, 150 to match the Psalms, but I know that there's two, maybe possibly three, okay, that I know of that aren't. She didn't release, so I think she released 148. So two more would be 150, um, because it matches the 150 Psalms, okay, which I believe are 150 days. But um, also she could have 153 to match the number of fish. I don't know, but that. So anyway, he's talking about throughout the dreams, and in a few, he had said, well, what if I, if I this happens, or I come at the end of April, or toward the end of April, or at the beginning of summer. Okay, because whenever something like that is said, he's telling you the truth. Okay, he's telling you the truth. Now, yes, there are different times. So yes, he is going to come toward the end of April, but he's also going to come toward the first of summer, because June 21st, June 21st is a is start of summer. Okay, June 21st on our calendar. Okay, is the start of summer, but the 23rd of Sivan, okay, which is on the Hebrew calendar, but it's falling in June, um, which is June 10th, okay, it's summer, okay, that's how he's calling it, it's summer, all right? Or if he says something about the winter, okay? Now, if he's told anybody he's coming in the winter, very well, because see, the times, winter is between 9 and midnight. So what that means is he's going to a time here between 9 p.m. and 12 midnight. So he would be coming he would be coming in the winter. This is God's calendar. This, I'm telling you. Every one is 90, every quadrant's 91 days. Okay? It's in the middle of here, okay, in between the equinoxes, the day of the equinoxes, that day is for that. That's that even day. You know what I'm saying? So there's 90, but there's 90 in each of them, but he uses that one day for the middle, okay? Again, one of the dreams, or a couple of them, he mentions days kind of disappearing. Erin had mentioned one time, she's like, wait a minute, where did, like, it was 21 or 22, whatever day that was. Where's the 21st, or where's the 22nd, or wherever it is? Again, I've always thought about that. Always, always, always. It's the layering over, but and it's because those days disappear when referenced to God's calendar, the Creator calendar. Okay, because that is the calendar that God used in the beginning when the sin occurred. So he used, Enoch was his timekeeper. He used Enoch's calendars. So his appointed times are spoken on those. All right. Now, again, throughout the dreams, he's told us about the corruption of the calendar. And that's why in the Bible it's mentioned how they will take times and change them, and, but he even said that, how do we know that Enoch's is not, corrupted? Well, yeah, so that's why, unless you do your own stars, moons, whole thing, which is very difficult, takes time. He says, so just watch for the signs and watch Israel's your gauge. This is why, again, Israel's your gauge, because he knew that average Joe, we can't do all that. Now, let me tell you how true that is, because I started researching, okay, God's original calendar, right? It goes by the first 7 days of creation. Sunday is the first day, Saturday is the seventh day, okay? Every Enoch calendar I pulled up was different. I mean, I'd find three the same way, three the same, but none of these groups found it the same way. See, all the reading that I had done, all my mistakes, boy, he knew. He knew I would do that, but he knew I'd go back and I'd dig deeper. And you know what I found? Here he was, right in the middle of that. Right at the end of my digging, I always found him. And I found what he was trying to show me. I find the pearl right there. So it doesn't matter. So many of the Jewish days, okay, and we go all back way, right? They go to that new moon, all right? Well, so I studied all about how they start the new, from the new moon, the new moon. But through translation, there are a few people who have went back and read that it was not new moon, it was new month. It was not a new moon, it meant new month. So I mean, my spirit was just, it's a new month, okay, not a new moon. So when I did that, my handwritten things, which are probably not accurate, I will tell you, but what I did was I set out, 7 days, and then the days of creation, okay? The first day was the day of light and dark. The second day was the days, he made the firmament, okay? And the third was the land and the trees. And then the fourth day, which was Wednesday, okay, which was the sun and the moon. And then sixth day was man, and then seventh day was rest. Oh, gosh. Little did I know when I drew this thing up, okay, how it would so match. But I'm not saying that this is, I had to make my own. The 20th, March 20th, the equinox was on the fourth day that he made the sun and the moon. So it's the fourth day. So those should always be on those day, on that fourth day, on a Wednesday. Okay. So the next day following that equinox starts the new month, not the new moon, but the new month. So there's where I put Nisan 1 here, right? So when you go and do this, the Enoch calendar is delayed. It's behind us, okay? It's behind us. So, like, today is Friday, okay? It's April 17th, okay? But on Enoch, it would be Nisan 16, and it would be April 5th, okay? April 5th. You see, this time that's coming ahead of us, these weeks, it's the 7 weeks of Passover, and that's what starts it. So it hasn't started, hasn't occurred. So the true Passover has not It's not happened. It's not happened. Now, another thing. Every patriarch of the Old Testament, New Testament, but the Old Testament, Joseph and Moses and all, they died on their birthdays. Okay, they all died on their birthdays. Why would Jesus be any different? Okay, why would he be any different? He would have died on his birthday too. Okay, I mean, after just studying, and so many of us don't, we don't really truly know what God wants us to know. I mean, he wants you to know him and know why he does things. I believe that his birthday had to be either Nisan 14 or Nisan 15. Okay? Now, what made it very difficult too was everybody, whether it be rabbi or a Christian, theologian, they all their things are based on a resurrection of a Passover from Thursday to Sunday. Okay, and I know that the Lord told us that uh, our that Passover was Sabbath to Sabbath. Okay, it was Wednesday to Saturday. Saturday was the day he rose. Okay, from the tomb. It was he said that the burial, the death and the burial was already done by the time of the Passover, the sundown that night. Okay, so it was Wednesday, it was Sabbath to Sabbath, Wednesday to Saturday. Okay, well, try to find anything with that timeline in it. They don't, because everybody goes from Thursday to Sunday. Okay, but I knew that wasn't right. All right, so I'm not saying this is exact. I mean, it could be way, way off, but it's brought it all together, having all three of them, and the thing. Now, this is for his appointed times. This is for his appointed times. Okay, so this is the 7 weeks. It's the counting of the Omar. It's the 49 days. It's the counting of the Omar. You know, um, but it's the 33rd day of the Omar that's special. Okay, it's the 33rd day that's special. So anyway, when I go and I do my little thing here, right? This past Wednesday would have been, and I'm not saying it's exact, okay, but it would have been April 3rd and 4th. Okay, April 3rd and 4th. Now, today, Friday, again, I'm not saying it's right at all. I'm not giving a time, I'm not doing anything. I'm just telling you how and really, I hope this is right, but if it's not, it's okay. I mean, because it'll be the next week, okay? Because it's got to be one of the 2 weeks. But today would be going into that last night in the grave. It would be tomorrow morning that the stone would be rolled away. Now, the rolling, this is another thing people don't realize. The rolling away of that stone, it's a wall, okay? But it's death. He's conquered it. So when he rolls, I don't know what time that was, but when he rolls that wall, that boulder away, that wall away, that rock away, that's a time to look for. Okay? Whenever that was, if that was rolled, because that's shows a symbol, parable of him conquering. And it's the same with his, he was the first fruit. But I mean, it's not the first fruits, but I mean, it's a time to watch for that first group, okay, for that first group bride to go, because it's a sign of conquering death and rolling away sin. And when he rolls it, It's just a big parable there. So anyway, to make things, these days, all right, these days, the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th, all right, which is April 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th on Enoch. That's the difference in the time, all right? Now, whether or not the Lord uses us to the rest of the way through, I'm not saying that, but he's got 3 of these going, all right? Now, it's the 7 weeks, the Sabbaths, okay? From Passover, all right? It's in the counting of the Omer, all right? Now, all of this comes to it comes to about 2 months and 10 days. Now, there was a dream of Aaron's. Okay. All my mistakes that the first time when I would, like I said, it was dimensionally, right? When layered, I was putting them all together. It's because of the dates, because I knew that the 23rd is huge. The 23rd is like the start and the finish. Okay. Start and the finish. It's April 23rd is the start, and September 23rd is the end. Okay? It's between these 2 time periods. Now, Aaron, who has these dreams, which they are true visits, okay, and it's everything laid out that is going to happen. Her birthday was January 23rd, and from the beginning, that was a huge marker. Now, I think one of her first postings on it was like September 23rd, another marker. Every year given, every date given, everything is important, okay? God has used her. He's used her, and this is her role. And this is, I mean, how wonderful. Never be jealous. Never, 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 and don't judge. I mean, I'm telling you, thank him for what he's done for us here. January 23rd. So, January 23rd, the 23rd is coming around. Okay. Hello. January 23rd is our first of our month, but okay, there's Nissan 23rd, which is in April. So you can look at it as April 23rd. Okay. Is a new year too. Okay. It's new year. Now, then you have September, okay, which is Tishri. Okay. So that's a new year. So you have 3 Jubilee periods, which you call it, because it was the year of her Jubilee, right? That he was using. There's really 3 of them. All right. There's 3 first of the years. Now, the 23rd is a starting point and an end point. All right. There was, for instance, I'm going to tell you, okay, January 19th, 2014. Also, again, that 2012, 2013, 2014. It's the times. It's the times. Okay. There was a dream that was God's clock and divine calendar. Okay. Now, in here, whenever Aaron in her dreams mentions a week ago, okay, that means a week ago, or she'll say, well, 7 years ago, then that means 7 days ago. Okay, so you count back 7 days, right? And sometimes it'll be weeks, and sometimes it will be weeks. Okay, but most of the time, and if she says far, it's a counting. Those numbers are there to count, whether it be 50, 45, even the degrees. The degrees, when she says it's 360 degree, uh, 380, it's a 380 turn. That means it's for everybody. Okay, and if it's a partial, it's for a specific group or a specific region. All right. um, every number, every day, everything is important. She says 10 years, then here it'll be 10 days. All right. She may say 10 she may say 10 days, that may mean 10 hours. They all fit though perfectly. But in here, okay, this is, you guys were with me on this, okay, because this is when I could only see the one layer of it. The it's when the attacks, okay, um, it's when one of the judgments are one of the attacks. Now, also, the Lord will mention, um, he will mention uh, in the dreams, he'll say, uh, did you notice God's calendar? When that is said, that means Enoch's calendar. Okay, I mean, he gives specific uh, of the Hebrew calendar, and they're all there. They're all there. Just pray for eyes to see. But the time is short now. The time is short, and um, I see how it's all fitted now. Okay, and my heirs, right? But it was because I couldn't see the three shades of white. Three white rooms painted with slightly different shades of white, you know? And at first, I was just excited to paint, right? Just excited to paint. Wouldn't pay attention to the slightly different shades of white, okay? And which one was a perfect fit for what room and what wall. That's what it is. I wrote something on that on the blog, on my blog. So I hope you go to that and read it. But for example, here it said, I entered into a two-story brick building. Okay, it was a beautiful home and garden furnishing shop. There were beautiful things there. The building was a reclaimed old building, made completely high-tech and modern. All right, there was old antiques and new items both. She's talking about heaven. Okay, now it was a Friday night. Okay, Friday night. Now, dream is January 19th. Um, but now it's a Friday night, so we know it's in the first month, okay, or it's in a 1 month, okay. So, but it's on a Friday night. The shops in this town I didn't recognize were open late and were celebrating with food and music. Okay, the shop owner was giving to customers. I saw that the lady was eating Chinese food from a small 3 by 3 square bowl. Okay. The 3 by 3, that's 9. So that's telling you, hmm, uh, the Chinese lady. Okay. So something regarding the Chinese, and something happening, because that's a 9, that's a judgment. Okay. And this is how he does this. All right. The little bowl contained noodles, rice, chicken, and a tiny egg roll. Off to the side was a tiny fortune cookie. I laughed so hard at the tiny food. Okay. Now, the tiny food, again, there's different things. It's for children, for babies. When we are infants, okay? Children, we're children. And your age in the Lord does not start, okay, until um, a time that you are with him and he is in you and you're being taught. That's when you're infancy, and that's when you start growing. At the beginning of these dreams was in 2012, and Aaron came to him as a toddler, a 30 right there tells you right there, see, 30 inches, but that was a huge time clue, okay? But 30 inches, because she was really, I mean, it didn't matter if she'd, been a Christian for 18 years or not, but that's when he started teaching her, okay? They started walking together. That's when your age is, right? So that's when she goes to him as a 7-year-old, like now, like she would go to him. You could tell where her growth was, okay? And so when she's 8, that when she goes at 8, it's usually the end of it, or the eternity dreams, or the New Jerusalem. That's usually when she's 8. That's usually about New Jerusalem. Okay, that this is past. Now she comes and goes, and when she goes up to heaven, then she'll be, her body changes to 25. But I mean, when she goes to the Lord and goes at different ages, it's her different ages she is in teaching. Okay, um, so 7. I mean, and that's counted. That's her count starts like in 2008, because that's when she said that she really, her near-death experience happened, where that's when she had visits before, but I mean that's when it really started. Okay, him calling and teaching her. All right, was then she was 7. Okay, now it 2000, when she gets to be 8, that is when that's an eternity. I mean that's when that's the end of it. All right, now um, the little food is for little children. That's us. That's us. We're little. Okay. Off to the side was a tiny fortune cookie. Okay. I was there at the shop with a budget of $300. Okay. To purchase a table to set next to my devotional chair to set my Bibles and journals on. Okay. 300. Okay. Huh. That's three. That's the time. Okay. I mean, that's the items in the store were quite expensive and out of my price range. Okay. As I walked through the store, I noticed a beautiful round table. It was 33 inches, 33, okay, in diameter. All right. That 33 is a length of time. All right. And the base was bronze and iron, and the 4 feet like small ball beans. The table was making the sound of running water. Okay, when God's, if you notice through those dreams, the running waters was always the sound of God. Okay, um, the sound was beautiful like chimes. The table was 7 inches thick. Okay, again, layers to that. Um, and hollow, and the sound of water seemed to come within it. I mean, 7, it represents God. Okay, um, this is what I'm getting to. Okay, this is where on the top of the table was a beautiful black or deep bronze clock face. Okay, it's a clock face. The clock was extremely beautiful. It had 3 rings, maybe 4. See, three 3 months, maybe 4 months. Okay, that's what that means. But we didn't know that at the thing. 3, maybe 4. That's 3 months, maybe 4. Face was embossed, and the script was foreign and not earthly in origin. All right, and it was in gold, and black and gold. The outer ring was moving clockwise. I saw moon, stars, and the sun on the opposite end of the ring. The next ring was in the quadrants. Enoch's calendar. Okay. Giving the length of time here, okay, where we're at, right? So the next ring was quadrant. Well, actually both, as there was a sub ring of 7 total. See, there's another clock in there, another hand in there. I saw the symbols of olives, vines, grain, and water, but 3 I didn't recognize. And he says, Aaron, see it again. Just then the Lord showed me 3 more small wedges. It's the wedges of the clock. It is, who knew? I didn't even, there's wedges that would be wedged in here, okay? This is what it, I mean, here, let's on this side. It's the wedges right here. This is what that is. It would be the wedges, okay? It's in here, but if we do little wedges, like Scott's got them out, they're, in here, they're little time wedges. That's what it is. Now, okay, it says, I see script mid-year on one and in-year on another. I see a flame or a picture of the fire. Okay, mid-year, okay, we're going to count this also as a year, okay, because see, God also uses these as years. Now, and one end year on another. All right. It's all in here. Okay. It's all, it's all right in these little quadrant things, because this all can be, this is, this is a year, this is a year, this is a year, that's a year. You understand? That's hard, but goes on. Aaron, this is the Jubilee calendar. Okay, this is the second ring. All right, now the Jubilee calendar is the fall calendar, right? It's the starting where Tishri is one, and again, that too can be the later in the year time that you're talking about, but he's got it where he can make it. He's done this so divinely that he can do this. He could cut everything down to this time and still fulfill every scripture, every word from the prophets. Okay, everything. And that's why all this has been designed this way. But he and says, now look closer, come with me. So we get up and we walk to this beautiful small pool in the center of the courtyard. Coming out of this was more advanced version of the table in the shop where I was in my dream. Now, thing is, it's the price of this table, okay? But she goes on to say, she's talking. She waved the hands. It was talking about the sky grew dark with millions of stars, and the moon. Okay. The pool surrounding the center reflected 1/2 of the ring I saw. He then froze this in the water. All right. Then he waved his hand again, and the sun and the stars shone in the sky. He froze this impression in the water on the other side. Now, she says, immediately I was on the upper balcony, actually the roof of his home with a balcony. The courtyard below us was 100 feet squared. Okay. We were about 75 feet high, overlooking the massive clock in the center of his courtyard. All right. Now, this is 75 days. Okay. It's going to be 75 days. That's what that is. All right. She said, Lord, it's amazing. This is what I saw. What is this? You will not fully understand. Did you not see what I did in the pool? See, he froze that impression in the pool. She said, yes, Lord, you created the outer ring. There are labels too. Then I see a center with the words on arcs, which come out in columns or arches. What are these? Look at the speed of that ring. Do you see this? Well, the one appears to be in reverse order counterclockwise. What is all that writing? These are events which have occurred, are occurring, or must occur. This is controlled by God, and I can do nothing until he moves this, okay? He can accelerate, which is what he's doing, and all through the dreams he talks about acceleration. The dial, as the dial is not cogged with the other rings, okay? He can accelerate that dial, as that dial is not cogged with the other rings, okay? That's God's ring. So I did not know how to measure it only by, he says, I don't know how to measure it only by events. The next ring is the order of months, weeks, and days. That's that calendar. So she was talking about, she said, Lord, Lord, the one I saw had a center so tiny, which moves so fast, I could barely keep up with it. That's how fast he's accelerating this time, okay? He said, this is a measure of milliseconds. It moves faster than your eyes can even grasp, and much faster than that. Lord, I'm amazed and sad at the same time. I knew that table and clock in the store was complex. I just had no idea how complex. It was beautiful. Okay? She's talking about God's calendar, which is Enoch's calendar. I mean, that's God's clock because he has everything on there. That's what she's talking about. Here it goes. I saw a tag on it. Well, he said, so did you purchase it, the table? And remember, the shop's in heaven, okay? I saw a tag on it. It had circa ancient unknown origin. She said the price was $420, and it was highlighted with orange marker, okay? There was a highlighter, an orange marker. I asked the clerk if there was a price. I only had $300. She said, it's on sale. How much do you want to pay? I was afraid to say too little, but didn't want to give all the money up front. So I said, how about half? How about half off in case she countered it or raised it? She said, I wanted the table. It was perfect. Perfect. And Jesus says, so what did she say? 210. Okay. Or 210. The clerk said, the price is 210. Jesus says, so it was for sale at 420, but she sold it to you for 210. Very good. This numbers have been a question of, knew that the 3 had something to do with the time, whether it be the months. Okay, had to do with, 3 months, 3 years. It had something to do with the time of the tribulation, or the time that we're here. 420 is 4 months and 20 days. Okay? But you move that 4 months and 20 days down to 3 months. Okay? That would have been 3 months. But no. He moved it down more for us. 2 months, 10 days. 2 months, 10 days. 2 months, 10 days. That's the length. Now, okay, that's the length. That's what that is. All right. She said, Lord, there's more to this. Are these dates here? April 20th or February 10th? Okay, now, whenever a statement is made like that, it's just not made. She's telling you something. He's telling you something. It's, okay? Now, is it April 20th? Well, April, okay, now, my calendars, which I'm telling you, I'm the calendar lady. I have these all the time. All right. Now, remember what I said about April? This is after, I mean, it's the first month is also, Nisan is also in March and April, so March also is counted as that. Now, so it's March 20th, but it's April 20th. It means April 20th, okay? It's not, I'm giving you for a day reference, okay? It's 2 months and 10 days total, okay? Compared to 4 months and 20 days, all right? Now, 420, you'd think is April 20th, right? So it'd be, um, see, the February 10th is the second month, okay? So the second month is May, okay? Or it's Lyar, okay? Or it's Nisan. I mean, because it April and May, it's March and April, then this is how he does it, all right? What that means is that instead of 4 months and 20 days, he's cut it down to 2 months and 10 days. Okay? Now, if you count, if you count 2 months and 10 days, 70 days, all right, it comes to June 10th. June 10th, the 23rd of Lyar. Now, June is counted as the fourth month, okay? April, May, June, no. It's counted. No, I got that wrong. Mm-mm. June 10th. Okay, June 10th. Sorry, June 10th is counted. Okay, as the June 10th is where that count comes to. Okay, but June is counted not only it's the 1, 2, 3, but like in the dreams, it can also be 2, 10 because Lyar, because June 10th is in the month of Lyar, okay? But the month of Lyar also starts back in May, okay? Which is the second month. This is how he's done this, which is the second month, okay? So since June 10th is the 23rd of Lyar, and it is in that month frame, you can also count it as a second month. So 210, yeah, June 10th, okay? Which again is 223. Remember I kept telling you about the 23 and the 223? See, February 23rd, with all that, kept seeing it? Well, yeah, because it was 223. And there's that date in March 23rd, okay? June 23rd and March 23rd. January 23rd, February 23rd, March 23rd, all down the road. See, they can all be the same month, then it overlaps and it goes into the next month. But this is how he does it. Okay, so that's why all of those timings was on the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. There was that 23rd. And that means is that usually something is going to happen. Whenever there's a 4-day dream cycle, okay, like again from January 21st to the 24th, okay, what that means is that usually there'll be some type of rescue there, rapture there, because there's 3 days. There's 3 days, or what's going to happen is some type of something that will manifest in heaven that take 3 days to get here. So they manifest here on that last day. Okay, is what that means, and that's how it goes through. But also the 23rd is just all through it. Now I understand why. That the same thing went for December. Remember back in December, and I was all about that time period up to like January 6th. It's the same thing. Okay, it was 12/23, right? It was 12/23. But it's the just goes on. It's a cycle, just the same, and it's within this 2-month period, but it can be all in the same month because again, this is what he does. Okay, he uses where's my calendars? You should see my calendars here. That's all I have. See, because of it being 2 months always, okay? But they start in the middle of it, so it's at least every month is 4 or 5 months, 4 or 5 different months. Every one of them is. So when you use all the calendars, ours and the 2 Hebrew calendars, okay, each month has 5 months, okay, can represent 5 months. And the way that these fold over by the Hebrew month starting in the middle of ours, February and March, February 23rd and March 23rd would be the same one. Okay, and April 23rd, the same one. But it's 1, 2, and 3, and this is what I was confused on. I could not see it. I could not see the events because certain events start on the 23rd or occur on the 23rd at the beginning, okay? And then there's those that he showed us again on the 23rd that happen at the end, okay? The fallen coming, okay? The fallen, that is at the end of the 23rd. I mean, that's near that, what I was saying, 3 months, you know what I mean? I knew it was in June. I thought it was June 23rd in that, but again, June 23rd, just because it's our June 23rd, June 23rd is really in what God is speaking here. June 23rd is June 10th because it's Lyar 23, which is on June 10th. Now, this is why there was so much confusion. I couldn't see, and then I knew that there was a time, he certain things was for the bride, was for the Gentiles and the Jews. Okay, so he would speak of something happening that would occur here, but I knew it also would occur there. Very similar things. But the fallen, that is just right before. I mean, it's like right near the. It's like the day before, to be honest with you. Okay, it's like it's like uh, June 6th to, it's around between June 6th, 7th, and 8th. Okay, I know this is, but this is how he's done this. Okay. Now, I was going to do this video on how to read the dreams, but now I have to start another one on it. His has us so divinely orchestrated. So divinely orchestrated. Okay? The fallen, all of that is right before. Now, you can blame me on this. You have to blame me on this. I'm right now, really, what I've been through, he is cutting the 1,000-year millennium down to one day. This is why he referenced in the Bible. See, he covered his tracks. You know, when he referenced that 1,000 years, he says a day is like 1,000 years. He's cutting that to one day. It's going to be over and done with. Okay? One day. There is not, his millennial will be one day. He's cutting it. It's not going to be 1,000 years. At the end of this, guys, he's bringing down, the fire is going to be in that last 3 days. Okay? All that is going to be in those last 3 days. Because, now, I'm not saying that, on June, on June 10th, that's the final, I know there's days after that, but I mean, that's when Satan's released and he's put up when he's released, but that whole thing was a day. It's one day. I know it's hard. I know it's so hard to believe, but he's accelerated time. Okay, it's one day. And he's bringing New Jerusalem down. That's what he's going to do, the fire. So all the fire that we heard about, the asteroids, again, everybody thinks that, that the asteroid and everything's going to hit on the 23rd. Well, guess what? Very well could, because it'd be 23rd Lyar. It's that third month of that. Okay, so it would be around then. But then he's bringing New Jerusalem down. Okay, then he's bringing New Jerusalem down. This is not about God being wrathful and vengeful. He said that was the enemy twisting it and then teaching and then it getting put. This is why he came to tell us about this, because he wants us to know what it's about. Okay, that's why I just knew this was not going to go on like that, right? Pentecost. That's when he's going to bring the Jews in. Is at Pentecost. Pentecost. Wow. It was also Enoch's birthday too. It's Enoch's birthday too. I'm going to do another one after this because now I didn't even get to do what I wanted to do, but the 23rd, April 23rd, and this is not about date setting. This is not about date setting, okay? This is about reading God's word right. That's what it is. It's about reading it right. And it's about 3 years of, when you read the dreams, you know who they're from. You know what they are. But if you don't know how to read them, and this is a gift from the Lord. I could have never done this. I could have never found this. This is only one. I'm going to go through to another one. I'm going to tell you where it's going to start. Okay? The dream that starts it. Okay? Now, let me tell you this really quick. On the past series, on the past series was the very first series. And there's 3 sections in them. Okay? And there's 33. Okay? There's 33 of them. The past series tells everything start to finish. The past series is the whole thing, the whole tribulation, the whole thing, and it's the whole time period, and it's from 1 to 33. That's the counting of the Omar. Okay, it's the counting of the Omar. It's that 33rd. Of course, it's Jesus' age, and there's all these different layers to everything, but the The other dreams, okay, they are the details. They are the clues, okay? Then they are the signs. They are the wonders. The Glory series, okay, the Glory series, the the uh, the Unveiling series, um, and unveils things. Okay, I mean, what's coming? The roots of everything. It tells you the history. The Unveiling series, the Glory series, and the Pattern series. Those are all. Um, he's giving you the history. Okay, he's giving you what's going to happen again based on what's already happened. Okay, on all those. All right. The Heaven series is all about heaven, but it's all your clues. Okay, all the Heaven series, it because he wants us to know what's waiting for us. That he's got this wonderful plan, and that what is there waiting. Okay, and that you can get through this because look, this time, what you're going to get through, and it's going to be very short. But regardless, look what is waiting for you, and everything is explained out. The Heaven series, okay, has all of what's waiting for us. It's our promise, okay, and it's what is it's got all the clues in it. Okay, it tells you right now. The mini dreams, they're just the little cherries on the cake. Okay, the mini dreams, mm, they're mini visions actually. They have lots of detail in those. A lot of them. Okay, just a little icing on the cake, a little cherry on top. That's what they are. But the color of his sashes that he wears. Sometimes he wears a purple sash. Okay. Well, guess what? As I'm reading, as the Lord has me, I've had a rough couple months. Okay, because of I didn't know what I was seeing. I didn't understand the placement of everything. I know what he was showing, but I, because of the dates being so similar. Okay, because all three they were showing the same things on the same dates. Okay, I didn't know. Didn't know. And I've been called everything, and I have just bawled my eyes out. It's broken me. And I really gave up. If you only knew my calendars on this, and I hate math. I hate it. I said, Lord, I cannot believe that you have thrown me under the bus like this. I can't believe that. Totally forsake me. You did. I don't understand this. I've been called Jezebel. Jezebel. Oh, just horrible things. You know what? I I don't speak ill words. My heart is full of nothing but light, love, uh, joy, forgiveness. I mean, I can't, in everything that I've gone through in these past couple months, let me tell you what, a lot of people could carry hate and resentment, and no, just, you know, it's forgiveness. I don't feel any of that. I don't have any of that. Because I err as a human, you know, because of what is shown, this is heavy stuff. It's just heavy stuff. I went from explaining everything because that's what he had me do, but it was time now for the other layers. See, it's time for the other layers. There's the three shades of white, and I couldn't see which room, which shade of paint went into. But he, Lord, so now, mm, anyway, I'm gonna do another video, but I I know these are gonna be long. I didn't want them to. Um, he explains every single thing that is going to happen is in those dreams. Everything he has told us. Now, prophetic series. Okay, let me explain this really quick. The prophetic series that's been this last series that Aaron has been writing, seeing. Okay, when it's far the very end. Okay, when she says home. Okay, home. When are you coming after us, Lord? When are we going home? Lord, I'm tired. I'm tired, Lord. I'm tired. Home. It's the final home. It's the come get final home. Okay? It is not meant, uh, it's not when we're going, when he's taking his bride the first time. That is at the end. Erin has been in a cave. She's been in the wilderness the whole time. You understand? The dreams, okay, I'm going to do this on the next video, and I'm going to explain. She's in the wilderness through the whole dreams, okay? When she goes and has time with the Lord, which is at night when she dreams, okay, and that's what she writes, but actually, it's during the time of the wilderness. She goes at nighttime back up to heaven, and this is why he gives her fruit off the tree. He's refreshing her, okay? First thing he does is give her water from the river of life, okay, and fruit from the tree of life. And they do communion because they have to, because Aaron is not fully changed, as that 144,000 will not be fully changed in their full transformed bodies, okay? And this is why she continues to do communion with him. She at times will see her body change, and she'll say, "Oh, I was in my transfigured, appearance," and oh, when she comes back down, it's not. She talks about her battles. She's through the wilderness the whole time, okay? Um, but he's just arranged this perfectly and divinely into her life. So as she's writing her prayers or her what happened to her this week, it goes perfectly in sync with the dreams and with what the teaching and what's going to happen perfectly. When she speaks of her children, okay, there's three kids. Three. She has an older son, a middle son, and a daughter. You have to pay attention to their ages through here. All right. The oldest son is Israel. Her middle son is the it's the non-believers, the atheists, the uh, uh, false idol worshippers. I mean, it's the Muslims. I mean, it's all the other religions. It's all the other people. It's that middle section. That's her middle son. Not saying that's like him, but I'm saying that's what this represents. And her daughter is the remnant saints. Her daughter's the remnant saints. So when she talks about her kids, okay, and when she talks about calling a friend in Christ, it's all during this wilderness time, okay. And when she talks about going to work, I'm going to work. Oh, I've had such great work. She's talking about through that time when she's out in that wilderness helping them through. All right. And again, Jesus clearly, this is all spoken of, and I'll tell you where, um, in the olive dream, because she talks about uh, little children. You have to understand the babies. I mean, it's all us because we're all babies in Christ. We're the baby being born. Okay, is what we are. We're the birth. We're the new birth. We're the baby being born. It's all of us because we're all babes. Okay, so it is. Talks about the tracker. They're should not fully changed. Okay, this is why the Lord says, "Hear your shepherd. Hear the voice in the desert." This is why in the dreams that he says, "I've given you extra protection for this time." There's like the seven, these major, like 5 or 7, big archangels, warrior angels that are surrounding her all the time. He sent her extra enforcements, and this is why he's teaching her. He was teaching her about everything that she's going to need through there. This is why she's in those caves, just like Elijah was in the caves, okay? And he'll send crows to feed her, okay? And he will to all those 144,000. They are those in the end in Revelation that when he comes, okay, to collect everybody that's on earth, okay, I mean, the ones that are left, that big, that's the home one I'm talking about at the very end. Okay, when he comes to collect them, that's why the ones in the Bible says walking out of the caves, his special remnant that he kept for himself, coming out of the caves. This is Aaron. This is what she's representing. All right. So that home, that whole prophetic series is for the very end of it. Okay. It's not for now. So when the Lord had given her a date of, it wasn't a date, but he knew she's wearing down. And that is why, too, throughout dreams, he says, you reside here. Well, you live here. You reside. You're a resident here. Because she is. She just doesn't know. Okay. This is when he said, earlier on, are you prepared? I'm preparing you for service. Are you ready for service? And this is why she comments and says, Lord, let me go down and get them. Let me go and do this. That's what all this is. Okay. He's telling it straight out. But she, the date, he said 9/9, and it was a Wednesday of 9/9. Okay, so of course you go to September 9th. Okay, September 9th is on a Wednesday. All right, now I'm just giving you a example. All right, now if you know the dreams that there's ones with Christmas with Jesus, breakfast with Jesus, but Christmas with Jesus, and all this, well. September 9th, which is 25 Elul, and that's why you have to look at that. You don't look at it as September 9th. You look at it as, you could, because September 9th is, September 9th is, September 9th is 25 Elul, okay? Elul is the 12th month, okay? It goes from August into September, okay? So Elul is right before Tishri. Tishri is the first month. Elul is the 12th month, okay? The 25th of Elul is 12/25. It's Christmas with Jesus, okay? So, but, okay? It's also, the 12th month, okay, is also the 6th month, okay? 12th month on the Jewish calendar is also the 6th month. Now, June, which is our 6th month, this is how God's done this, which is our 6th month, okay, is, okay, June 9th is what, the 22nd, okay? It's right before the day of the 23rd. Hello. But 3 days later, it tells you, like I said, I'm not saying that that's all. There's going to be days after this that go. But look at this. June 12th, 12 is also the 25th of Lyar. Okay? See how he's done this? June is also that Elul being the 12th month, it's also 12th month, it's also 6th month. This is how God's worked this calendar. Okay, and it's all in the same times, the same places, the same ways. All of it is. So, Christmas with Jesus. So